In this episode, we are going to go over one of the most incredible, powerful, impactful words in the English language. You probably can figure it out because I named the podcast this, but stay tuned. You're going to hear why this is my favorite word. Keep listening.
I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And I'm super fired up about this podcast because lately it just hit me about the word momentum. One of the most underrated, probably the most underrated word out there, or definitely one of the most underrated words out there in the human language. Momentum. It's not motivation. I don't use that word. I don't like that word. And it's totally abused. It's totally a crutch for people. I don't like that. And it's different than discipline. That's a different word. This is momentum. And it is so incredibly powerful in your life in so many areas. We're going to go through them. But first, let's take a look at the definition of momentum. Now, if you see me glance down, it's because I'm actually looking at Google. Now, basically, momentum, from what I can see, is a mass in motion. But if you look a little deeper, you get a really deep in Newtonian mechanics. Momentum is the product of the mass and velocity of an object. It is a vector quantity possessing a magnitude and a direction. If m is an object's mass and v is the velocity, then the object's momentum is and it goes through the equation. So very few people know what that is if you use that definition. Unless you're into that, you probably, very few people are. But what does this mean to you? A mass in motion. To me, momentum, I guess let me back up and tell you why I even got on this kick with momentum, because it happened fairly recently. I offer a VIP program, VIP Platinum with Cristy. That is our only VIP program. You can go to coderedlifestyle.com/VIP if you want to check it out. And part of the VIP program, I have about 50 people in my program right now. It's a monthly subscription of $397 a month. And what you get at least three. Sometimes I get on a kick and I do messages in real time directly to you. A day. You get one in the morning, one at midday, and one at night. You're going to get a weekly meeting with me. It's Sunday nights. You're going to turn in your weight to me every Friday. And yes, it's me, because I'm going to go over it with you. And I expect compliance on my program. I don't want any, don't come to me and ask me for help and then don't do the program. I ain't got no patience for that. You're going to get access to Code Red Ringside, the best seats in the house, where I go live 3 times a week. So more connection. You're going to get access to any workshop that I teach for free. You're going to get automatic access to that, front row seating to that. You're going to get automatic access to any promotion I do that month, any PDFs, anything that's on sale. You're going to get for promotions. You're going to get access to that. So there's so many things in VIP connection that you're going to get. It's literally the most connected that I can imagine being, just short of sleeping on your couch and slapping the food out of your hand when you come wandering down at 11:30 at night to try to binge some Tillamook cheese. All right. It is the most connection I can possibly give you. I also offer a VIP breakfast every month in Boise. And yes, people do fly into town for this VIP breakfast. They do, because it's incredible. We spend time together. We eat together, and this is included in your membership. So you can take it or leave it. But the VIP breakfast every month in Boise, our next one at the time we're recording this is our VIP breakfast for April, because I'm recording this in April of 23, is going to already be passed by the time you see this. But our VIP breakfast for May is coming up, and then June and July and on and on and on. And this is just a really great chance for you to connect with like-minded people. Well, I have a friend named Jason who wouldn't mind me telling you this because he's a cool dude. He is Hazel's breeder, and he has helped me now with 3 dogs, and they're a dog trainer, and he and his wife Jenna own Arsenal Canine. Well, Jason's a former bodybuilder and a former police officer and an incredible dog trainer. He's trained dogs literally all over the world. He's amazing. He works primarily with working dogs. He does work with pets, but he has a staff of trainers who work with the pet program and the puppy program. He works with more like high level dogs like Hazel, the Belgian Malinois. And I really, really like Jason. He's a bit younger than me. I love Jenna. She's incredible. And the two of them, the 3 of us get along really well. We've been friends for about a year. We met about a year ago, and it's just been a really incredible friendship. So like me, I need accountability. That's why I hired Eric to take me through the program that I've been going through for the last 8 months. So Jason hired me to be accountable to, and he wanted to drop some unwanted weight. And I was thinking about him the other day. He's doing really, really well on the program, just really. And I'm really cracking the whip on him, pushing him hard because I know he can do it. And I really want this weight to come off of him. And he already feels great, but he's got great momentum right now. I mean, he's just bam, 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 just losing weight every week. And I thought, oh gosh, Jason, but I do know the tendency, because we're a lot alike, he and I, the tendency is to see, oh man, like I've dropped 20 pounds already, and I only have 10 to go, 20 to go. And I'm doing so great. I'm just going to have this blank. I'm just going to have the cheese sticks from Applebee's. I'm just going to have a couple of breadsticks from Olive Garden. I'm just going to have a couple of drinks tonight. And then you slow down this weight loss. And I said to Jason, listen, you have got some great momentum for the past 3 weeks. Let's keep this going. Don't slow down. And it just hit me. Momentum. That's it. Momentum on Code Red is when somebody is dropping the weight steady Eddie every week, at least that 1%. Usually it's more, but at least I'm only asking for 1% of your body weight every week. Remember, 3rd grade math, you take the decimal point at the end of the number and you move it to the left 2 places. That's 1%. So if you are currently 210 pounds, 1% of your body weight would be 2.1 pounds. And then you do 1% of whatever that next body weight is for that week. So it's always changing because you're always dropping, and everybody's different. That's why we use percentages. We don't use the weight. I don't say I don't make this blanket statement to everybody across the world. You need to lose 2 pounds a week. Well, wait a minute. Are you an 89-year-old grandma with a broken hip, or are you a 300-pound linebacker from Ole Miss? Everybody, that's why we use percentage. 1% of your body weight every week is a very acceptable, very easy weight loss. It really, really is. Now, if you want to get 10% of your body weight for that month, you can clearly see that that's more than the 1% per week. That's a different ball game. That's doing 100% of the rules right 100% of the time. So somebody who's got really great momentum in Code Red, they just have this beautiful downward trend on if you look at a graph and here's their starting weight, it's bam, 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 bam. Every week, it's just a steady Eddie drop, and they are crushing it. I mean, and when you have momentum with Code Red, you have like your sleep is dialed in, your water's dialed in, your food is dialed in, and you've got great boundaries in place, and you've got great routines in place and you have a great schedule in place that you are clearly repeating every day to make this happen, to make this, there are no bumps in the road for you, or there are no bumps in the road that are causing you to stop with your routine, because I can see it on the graph. I can see that drop every Friday when you turn in your weight to me and we go over it on Sunday. I can see it. It's bam, 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 bam. There are no hiccups. Like, it's just going right along. I can always tell someone who's got great momentum. They have found what works. And I know from Jason losing 20 pounds in 3 weeks that he has momentum going. Like, he has found his rhythm. And then also with Eric said this to me, Eric Cafferty is my bodybuilding coach at Mecca Gym. I adore this guy. I mean, I just love him to death. He is just awesome. His wife, Casey, is incredible. They have 2 boys. They are the owners of the Mecca Gym over in Eagles/Meridian. And I get along with Eric really, really well. And what he says now, of course, a disclaimer, I always want to say this: exercise has nothing to do with weight loss. You can lose all the weight you want without ever having to exercise. I am never going to change my stance on this, no matter how ripped I get, no matter how whatever. I am transforming my life. I am transforming my body using Eric's methods in order to get on stage for a bodybuilding competition. That I'm using a different method. I'm using Eric's program. And you can have access to that program, by the way. You can get a DIY program, but it also comes with coaching if you want to do what I did. But your program, by the way, will not come with personal training like mine did. Of course, I'm paying $900 a month for it, and your program is $497, I believe, or $497. So it's the same program with a much more affordable price. I'm paying a much higher price, but I get actual in-person training sessions. And when I do my in-person training sessions with Eric, we'll be going through a lift. And he'll say, find your rhythm, Cristy, find your rhythm, Cristy, find your rhythm, find your rhythm. You got good momentum, find that rhythm. And I feel what he's saying. There is just this rhythm when it comes to weightlifting, that a cadence or a certain rate, a certain rhythm that you're looking for. The speed at which I push around the weight. And there are different types with bodybuilding. You might use a 1 second up, 1 second on the contraction, and then 3 seconds on the release. Eccentric, concentric. Am I saying that right? Concentric. Anyway, you might use a 1 to 3 ratio, 1 second, and then 3, 2, 1, and up, and 3, 2, 1, and up, and 3, 2, 1. You might do that. You might do a slow on the up. Like you're doing a bicep curl, you might go 3, 2, 1, and down. 1 second on the down. I don't know. It's whatever the heck Eric wants. I don't care. I don't overthink it. My mind just goes blank during workouts. And so he always tells me, find your rhythm, Cristy, find your rhythm. And I find that cadence and I stick with it until the very last rep. And I just focus all my energy on and I clear my mind. And all I'm thinking about is that rhythm, that momentum, because it's so much harder to get started than it is to just keep that rhythm that I've established. And I hear him say this to me all the time, and it works because it causes my mind to go into this tunnel focus, and it causes me to and I'm pushing around some serious weight. I'm lifting some serious weight, serious for me, heavy for me. And I have got to focus. And if I focus on the movement and staying in that rhythm and keeping up that momentum, I can get through it much easier. If I pause for some reason, and sometimes if I'm doing a leg press and I pause and I slap my thighs and I'm like, he'll go, no, don't stop. Don't pause. Don't pause. Don't pause. Like, keep it going. Same thing. And the same thing I say to you when I see you pause your weight loss. I go, no. In fact, I'm getting ready to send Jason a message right now. I'm going to say, because I have a feeling anytime I ever get a gut feeling about something, my gut's always right. And Jason knows I think the world of him. And I have a gut feeling that he had such a big loss last week that he might be slacking a little bit this week. I don't know. I'm going to make sure I'm going to send him a message. And that's usually not what I do. I don't usually send people, I don't usually text him on this program. It's just that he's my friend and I'm going to do that for him because I don't want him to lose this momentum because we found a great groove that's working for him. And it's so much harder when you are going through your weight loss to, you're going through the 10-pound takedown and you do the 30 days and the 30 days are over. What do I want you to do? Transfer right into VIP or transfer right into a home study program because we've got momentum. You are detoxed from the sugar. You're used to drinking your gallon of water a day. You've been doing that every day for 30 days. You're used to prioritizing sleep because you've been writing it down. You've seen how real food, water, and sleep and all go together. You're used to weighing yourself every morning because you've been doing that during the 30 days. We've got momentum. We don't want to stop. And that, in fact, on the 10-pound takedown on day 15, you'll notice that I talk about getting a home study program. I talk about that, because even halfway through the 30 days, I'm starting to talk about what's going to happen after the 30 days. How can we keep this party rolling? We want to keep going with momentum. And that is what we don't want to slow down. We don't want to go backwards. We don't want to stop. When people lose their weight and we get into maintenance program, I believe maintenance is harder than weight loss because the great news is you have more wiggle room. The bad news is you have more wiggle room. We start experimenting with different, I have a maintenance roadmap. I walk you through a 5-step process to get you, but you have got to follow this process in maintenance to make sure that you don't gain your weight back. And I want people to transfer right from weight loss right into maintenance and keep the momentum going. We build a buffer. We build a 2 to 5 pound buffer. That way you can flex within that buffer that's below goal weight. So let's say your goal weight is, 120. Then your buffer weight's going to be between 110 and 120, 110 and 118, or however you want to say that. We want to stay below that. We want to stay within that buffer. We want to flex within that buffer. That way, no matter what happens, you're going this way, you're going that way. You're not going to come above that goal weight. I want to get that. In order to get that buffer, you've got to keep the momentum from weight loss. You don't want to get down to goal weight and then go out for pizza. You don't. You don't want to do that. Well, Cristy, what? I can't believe this, Cristy. I have busted my butt for 8 months to get this weight off. All I want is pizza. Well, now you're missing the point here. We don't abuse food. We don't use food as a reward or a punishment. We don't abuse food, sugar, or alcohol ever. I don't care what is going on. We don't use food to celebrate. We do use food to celebrate, but not abusing sugar and alcohol to do it. Okay. Let me give you another example. My show is coming up. By the time this is going to air before this show. So before the Emerald Cup, April 29th, 2023, that's when all this comes together. 8 months of solid, hardcore transformation and training. I've lost almost 30 pounds. This has been life changing for me as well as physically changing for me, but it has made me become very aware of my tendency to gain the weight back. I am no different than you. And so I've become very, very, very aware of, oh, geez, this is all coming to an end in 11 days at the time that I'm recording this. And what am I going to do after the show? What is life going to look like when I'm not doing all this hardcore training? What is my new diet going to look like? And I've been thinking about this night and day. Like, that has just plagued my every thought because I don't want to gain it back. Just like you guys tell me, I don't want to gain it back. So I'm already putting measures in place to make sure I don't gain it weight. Number one measure I'm putting in place is I'm retaining my coach. It's just, I'm going to retain my coach. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to go with nobody, like with no coach. I'm not stupid here. Like I realize that accountability is huge for me, just like it is for you. That's why you want to stay on the VIP membership, because I'm watching you. and I'm staying in touch with you, and I got your back. And I'm sending you daily messages, 3 messages at least a day, where I'm reminding you drink that water. I'm reminding you to put that blue light blocking glasses on. I'm reminding you to get on that scale. I'm reminding you that on a home study program, you need to follow your numbers. Same thing with my coach. He is going to keep me in line so I don't gain my weight back, because it's such a slippery slope. And to me, I've got great momentum going into this competition. I mean, I've found my rhythm. Believe you me, I am so militant with my sleep. I know my sleep time, exactly when I get in the shower, exactly when I take my sleeping pill, exactly when I put my blue light blocking glasses on, exactly when I let Hazel out for her final potty before bed, exactly what I watch on my iPad, exactly when I get up, exactly the run route that I take with Hazel in the morning, exactly when my first meal is. Like, I have this whole thing dialed in, and it has been working. So I don't want to lose momentum. Well, Cristy, you might be thinking that's awfully militant. That's awfully strict. Yes, it is. It is a bit more strict than I probably need to be. However, I have been warned by many professional bodybuilders and amateur bodybuilders and people who have done and are doing what I'm doing. They have said, be careful. The rebound, which is the weight regain, it's just the bodybuilders call it a rebound, is very real, and it can happen very quick. And so be as militant with your rebound plan as you are with your prep right now. And so I'm getting in my mind, nothing changes. I'm going to keep going with the same thing. And then my coach is slowly, and I mean slowly, going to increase my calories, just like what I do with you in maintenance. I slowly increase yours, and it's a slow increase, but it has to be. It has to be done a certain way with a certain protocol. I had my protocol in place for Code Red Rebels long before I even joined this program. And what I'm seeing are a lot of similarities. And so it's nice to kind of be reinforced that I've been on the right track. I know what works when it comes to getting people in maintenance and keeping their weight off. I know what works. And I've watched my rebels go through my maintenance program and the maintenance roadmap and do really well, and then disconnect from the community and gain their weight back. I'm not going to let that happen to me, because I've got great momentum right now. I mean, everything is really going good. I don't want to change anything. Also, after the show, it is customary for all the girls and the coaches, everybody, to go together out for a big cheat meal. And I have been struggling with this so much. This whole idea. I know they're all going to go out. And I know, of course, I'm a team member too. I'm invited. And I know I'm not, oh, please tell me, know my heart when I say this. I am not judging anybody. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging them. Now, these guys are professional bodybuilders. Like, this is what they do. I don't like, no, I would never judge any of those guys or girls for what they're getting ready to eat the night after the show. I would not, because they're on their own journey. But how can I come to you and say food is not a reward when I would go out and have a big boy burger and fries and pizza? How can I say that to you? How can I look you in the eye and expect you to not do that when I'm doing that? And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to get into that mindset. I don't want to get into that rhythm, because I've got great momentum right now. And I would like to go out and celebrate with them. I want to be with them all. I want to be with them. I love them all of them. I get along with all of them. We all have so much to be proud of. We work so hard to get on stage and compete. And it's embarrassing to get up there in your bikini and show it all to the world and then get ranked and placed. And what if I come in last? I don't know. And I'm still I don't care what happens. I want to go out and celebrate with these guys. I want to be with them, but I don't think I'm going to celebrate the way that they're celebrating. I might have a steak that is a bit more calories or a bit more fat that I've been eating, because on this program it's a low fat program, so it's not what you think. It's not Code Red. It's not Code Red. I'm looking forward to going back to Code Red, but I really want to make it about the celebration, about them and about me and about our coaches and about smiles and about selfies. And I want to make it about being together and all of us having this common bond over what we just accomplished, which very few people ever do. most people quit. And now I can see why? Because I'm in the thick of it and I want to quit. I'm not going to quit. I just can see why people would want to quit, because it's really, really hard right now to keep going. But I don't want to abuse food as a way to celebrate. I do crave some fat. I think I will allow myself to have maybe a fatty steak, but I'm going to be very, very, very careful because my body is very fragile, just like yours is coming into maintenance. And we have to be careful with it. We have to be careful. We don't want to reintroduce a bunch of junk food and think, and then our bodies, I'm going to be sick. I'll have diarrhea. I'll be stuck to my stomach. I won't be able to sleep that night. And I've got to get up the next morning and coach. I have to get home and work. I got to pick up my dog. I still have to be a dog mom. I still have to run Code Red. After the show, I've got to do chores. I've got to answer emails. I've got a coach. I've got 5 meetings that night. Like, I still need to come home. My life is going to resume. And I want to keep that momentum going that I've been building for the last 8 months. Because man, I like what I'm doing. Man, I like my routine. I've got it dialed in. If you are a Christian, you love Jesus. And let's say you get up in the morning and you do morning devotions. Maybe you pray. Maybe you do a meditation. Maybe you do some sort of a scripture. You study the scriptures. I don't believe in reading the Bible. I believe in studying the Bible, because you don't just want to read it just to get your check mark on your little Bible calendar. You want to actually understand. It's better to understand and dissect one scripture than read a whole chapter and not even know what you just read. But let's say you get up in the morning and you let the dog out and you've got your morning routine. You get up, you walk to the bathroom. Notice I'm throwing this in there. You go potty, you strip down naked, you weigh yourself, you turn and grab that bottle of water. You get that first bottle of water down before your cup of coffee. You let the dog out while the coffee is brewing. And then you sit down with your coffee and your Bible. And it's dark in your room and it's quiet because nobody else is up yet. And you've got your little lamp, and you've got the dog is kind of laying by your feet, and you've got your cup of coffee. You earned that cup of coffee from a bottle of water already, right? A Code Red water bottle. Here it is, 40 ounces. You can get something engraved on the side. Mine has my name. I love these with the flip up straw. And you talk to God and you talk to Jesus and you just pray and have your morning prayer time. And maybe you read something in the word, something that's in your spirit. Maybe you pray for something specifically that God is bringing to your heart to pray for. You spend time with the Holy Spirit. Maybe that's your morning routine. And you've been doing that now for a solid 3 months. And you are loving it. You're drawing closer to God. You have a better outlook with the day. I mean, everything is better. When you start your day off with Christ, everything in your day just goes so much better. Don't break that momentum. Keep it going. And I know when you have to go to Salt Lake City on a business trip and maybe you've got to be up and maybe you didn't get your morning devotions. Now you've broken that routine and you've broken that momentum. It's harder to get back on. You can do it, of course. It's just harder. So we don't want to break that momentum. Maybe you're married. And you and your spouse, I know when I was married to Miles, we did a date night the first Thursday of every month. I don't know why. It was the first Thursday of every month. I don't know why. We did that for the first 5 years of our marriage. And then the second 5 years of our marriage, where things started to get bad, we stopped doing date nights. I was traveling. Maybe we didn't like each other as much. I know that that's part of why our marriage broke up, is Miles just did not kind of like me. I mean, he said that I don't like you anymore. And I know that sounds cruel. That's how he felt. He didn't like me and he didn't want to do date night with me. And I know that I don't eat dinner. So I was begging him for a date breakfast or a date lunch instead. Cause I can't eat on a full stomach at night. I haven't eaten dinner in 4 years. I just don't like eating at night. I don't do well eating after 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. I really don't do well eating after 2 o'clock, really 1 o'clock, but 2 o'clock. And Miles that's not the way Miles operates. But instead of coming my way a little bit and saying, hey, I want to be with you, I want to spend time with you, I want to have a time where we put away our phones and we just visit over a meal. Can we do a date breakfast or a date lunch? And he just always resisted that. I hope your spouse is not like that. I hope your spouse is willing to work with you on that. But if you've got that date night momentum going with your partner, please keep it going. Keep that momentum going, because momentum is a mass in motion. It's so much harder to get started than it is just to keep it going. You know, you look at kind of a funny comparison would be my customer service department. I've got a great customer service department. I mean, just amazing. And they've been with me for years and years and years. Now, back when Code Red was doing $1 million a month in revenue, we had a staff of 60. And it took that many people to handle the amount of revenue coming in, the amount of work that it took to keep that revenue coming in. Now we don't do that. But now I have a skeleton crew of people who are fewer people, but they work smarter, not harder. They're very, very, very efficient. It would be so much harder for me to try to bring on a new customer service or a new staff member or a new coach or a new mentor and train them up and get them into our rhythm and start gaining this momentum, that it would be just to keep my current staff happy and loving their jobs and keep this momentum going that we have, because we really have a good thing going right now. The staff, they know when they work, they get up, they work a certain amount of time. This person takes that time of the day. This person takes middle day. That person takes the evening, and they just are a well-oiled machine. And that's what momentum does. You find your rhythm, you find your routine, and you just keep it going. You just keep it going. I know with Hazel, she just turned a year old here this past weekend. I've had her since she was 4 months old. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I've had her for 8 months because I got her the same weekend I started my bodybuilding transformation. And I was hand feeding her for all of her meals. That's a really big trick when it comes to puppy training. And when you're working with a working dog, like a Belgian Malinois, you really have to know what you're doing. I don't suggest any of you guys ever get a Belgian Malinois. I don't. I love her. This is a great breed for me because we walk 10 miles a day, especially right now. But baseline for her, is a 3-mile run in the mornings, just upon waking, just to get a good attitude out of her for the first half of the day. So unless you're willing to do an extreme amount of exercise and somehow burn off this energy, don't get this working dog. And this working dog is, she needs a job. These dogs need a job, and they need to be stimulated. They need to be mentally challenged as well. And it's very, very difficult. So, and I knew that going into it. And so that's why I work with these dog trainers to help me. But what we do is to enhance training and engagement. I always hand fed her all of her food. And I had a great momentum going for months with her. And then things get busy and I stop doing that. I put her food in the bowl. I set it down. I walk away. Well, I notice her behavior starts to get a little bit worse. You know, she's not quick on her commands. It's not that her behavior was bad. It's just she was losing that edge. You know, she was so quick on her commands. But that's all me. I dropped that routine. I muddied up the waters. And now I got a dog that doesn't even know our simplest command. And that's what's going to happen to you if you lose this Code Red momentum that you've got going on. It's so much harder to get started when you stop the routine. And I know there are people who are listening you guys have all said this to me before. I had such a great routine going. Everything was going well. And then my mom died. Everything was going well. And my dad got in the hospital. Everything was going well. And I switched jobs. Everything was going well. And my husband asked for a divorce. Everything was going well. And we had to move. Everything was going well. And I got into that car wreck. And these are major things that can happen. But and even smaller things. My gosh. I mean, everything was going well. And I had to watch my granddaughter. Wait. What? I'm telling you, it's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. That's why you need to be militant with your discipline and your routines and your the things that you put in place, because the slightest thing can bump you off track if you're not careful. And so you guys have told me this, this came along and it got me off track, and I can't seem to build up my momentum now. I just can't seem to get started. That's what you mean. I can't seem to get started. Now, if you're in that deep of a hole, let me suggest the 7-day total body reset, coderedlifestyle.com/reset. That's a great way to get the momentum going if you need it. Also, of course, I definitely suggest the VIP connection. I mean, if I'm just asking you to give me 90 days. If you give me 3 months, if you commit to me and say, Cristy, I promise you, I will stay with you for 3 months. I will help keep your momentum going. I will help you so that where you can see that 1% every week without fail. It is just the weight is melting off of you. In fact, if you commit to me 3 months, if you just give me your word that you're going to commit to me for 3 months for my VIP connection program, I will write a free home study program. I'll include that in your package. That way you have your customized numbers and you won't have to worry where you need to be. That's already going to be there for you. All you have to do is just stay with me for 90 days. Just stay with me. Just give me that time. Let me help you build up this momentum, because getting that momentum back on your own is really, really, really hard. You need someone to crack that whip for you. You need someone to be in your ear, in your face, on your case, their thumb on you to say, let's go. You did this before. You can do it again. Believe me when I tell you, this is not the hardest thing you've ever done. It feels like that at times. But if you've been here before, you know what it feels like. If you've been a size 6 before, you know how great it feels. I am so enjoying. I am relishing this size that I am. I have never been this size before. I've never been this small. I've never had these big of muscles before. I am so enjoying it. I want to just cherish this moment, because I don't want to forget how good I feel when I feel like doing Elmer's pancakes, or if I feel like sitting in front of the TV with a big bowl of popcorn late at night, where that's going to just be packing on as fat on me. That's not going to do me. I'm not going to sleep well. That's not going to do my health any good. When I feel like that, I'm going to remember right now and say, no, listen, come on, Cristy, keep this momentum going. You're doing really great. Don't stop now. And that's what I'm saying to you. Man, you're doing great. You're doing great with your walk with Christ. You're doing great in your marriage. You're doing great with your parenting. You're doing great with your weight loss. Don't stop now. Don't slow down now. Now is the time that we got to be, like Eric says, all gas, no brake. Let's keep it going. We don't want you to screw up, have an entire package of Keebler Elf cookies, and then wash it down with a bottle of wine. And then that sets us back at least a week. And then you go, screw it. I've already been set back a week. I'm just going to go ahead and go to Panda Express. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go out to Pancakes. And then you just pack on the weight. And before you know it, it's back. And now we're back a whole month of progress. I don't want that to happen. We need to stop and turn. Stop and turn. Stop. Just stop. And we'll get right back on track. And with my help, with me in your ear, with me sending you daily messages and meeting with you every week, and being a person that holds on to you during this whole process, there's no way you can't have the momentum. The only way it's not going to work is if you just ignore me, because I'm going to be right there, right on your case. I'm going to be the person in your ear. I'm going to be breathing down your neck. I'm going to be shouting in your ear the way that Caleb does, or the way that Caleb, I was just thinking about Caleb, Dr. Redden, because the other day I was pushing a heavy sled across the gym floor, and Dr. Redden, Caleb Redden, my DO, he was down there screaming at me, go, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go. And he was just screaming. And I pushed, God, how many, 400 pounds across the floor. And it was at the very end of the hour. It's amazing what you can do when you have that momentum. It's amazing you can do when someone is screaming in your face and pushing you. Like David Goggins says, even when you think you are completely done, you still have 30% left. You have 30% in the tank. And I promise you, you and I together, we can do this. We can get this going. We can see this through to the end. I just need 90 days of momentum with you. And we can do this. We can get you all the way to goal. I'm not saying we can get you to goal in 90 days. I'm saying we can get good momentum in 90 days. Maybe most people I can get to goal in 90 days, unless you come to me and you're pretty big and you need more time. There's no amount of weight that scares me, by the way. If it's 20 pounds or 200 pounds, that amount, the weight amount is irrelevant. It really is. Give me someone with a good attitude that's willing to take my hand. I can get any amount of weight off of anybody in record time. It's about the momentum. It's about seeing that bam, 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 that drop on that scale week after week, month after month. And pretty soon you walk into summer and you are not afraid of sundresses and you're not afraid of shorts and you've got the energy to walk around Disney World, it is incredible feeling. Keep the momentum going. Join me in my VIP program. Let me help you. I will keep the momentum going for you. From all of us here at Code Red, we love you. We believe in you. We're here for you in any capacity, whether it be our ringside program, whether it be our VIP program, whether it be our home study coaching program, whether it be any of our digital trainings like What's Eating You or Code Red Loss and Grieving or Loving the New You. We have something for everyone. You can always start with a 10-pound takedown. You can always come into ringside and connect with people who are like-minded. We love you. We want you in the network. We want to help you any way we can. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Hey, I'm Cristy Code Red, and thank you for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you want to stay connected to other rebels like you, join us in our private network. Our Code Red app is a one-stop shop, free from ads, algorithms, and censorship, and a place where you can see, listen, and watch everything Code Red. You'll be encouraged, motivated, and fired up to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Get recipe ideas, tips, tricks, and help from coaches, mentors, and other rebels. You can also purchase products, programs, and coaching all right there in one place. And if you have any trouble navigating the app, we're right there to help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/APP to join for free. And I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle.